everybody. I am Bammy Ting, and this is the Spill the Teh podcast by Penang Institute. I want to start by giving you all a little background on what it is that we hope to do with this episode. So I thought I'd begin by taking you through the journey that brought us here today. It starts with the phrase, "The grass is always greener on the other side." It is this feeling that others have it better than us, especially when they're in a different state or country, that has led many to seek better lives away from their home state. While the brain drain facing Malaysia has been a hot topic in recent times, it has in fact been happening for much longer, at least for the past 50 years, and it does not seem to be slowing down anytime soon. There are, however, also many cases of the reverse that has happened, where Malaysians who left to work elsewhere returned home. On this episode, we will be discussing brain gain, which is the antithesis of the more often talked about brain drain phenomenon, which has been plaguing Penang and Malaysia. And with us on this episode, we have Leong Ting Hwa, a Penang-born who left Penang to pursue his tertiary education abroad in Australia at 20 years old, before working in Singapore for 3.5 years. He's now the PA to the Managing Director of Kongguan Sauce and Food Manufacturing in Penang. Ting Hwa, who's a dear friend of mine, is a third-generation successor together with his brother of the family business known for its double camel soy sauce. He returned from Singapore where he worked as an auditor with KPMG. Welcome and thank you, Ting Hwa, for being here. Now, tell us about the big move back to Malaysia. How did it feel back then? Was it a great change in your lifestyle as well as your career step?
When I decided to come back, first of all, the feeling is that I'm leaving behind what I've built since I was 20. Also, to tell the truth, after 20, I didn't really go back home much. Maybe once a year, see the parents, then go fly off again. So to go back to a place where I left for maybe around 5, 6, 7 years,
right?
It's a very different feeling, and lifestyle definitely changed. As you know, in Singapore, our purchasing power is bigger.
Yeah.
I can do more things with the amount of money I have. Then when I came back, it shrunk a lot. Our purchasing power shrunk a lot. But the thought of coming back is is that there is one big reason is the family business is here, and so that my parents don't really want to move to another country either. So that's why I decided to come back. It's also with my brother, my younger brother. He sort of pushed me. He said, "Why not we try together? Right. If we are doing it alone, might as well we don't do.
Okay.
Might as well we do it together." So I said, "Okay, I'll just come back." Also, frankly speaking, I'm doing quite well there.
You were doing quite well in Singapore,
yeah,
and you were en route to a promotion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just a few months before another promotion, a jump. So I'm going to be like a assistant manager soon.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So I was doing quite well there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And money wise,
So then it must have been a huge decision. I mean, it's definitely a calculated one.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, it is the family business, and the family business has been here for like what? How many years?
This year will be 77.
77 years.
Yeah.
That's almost 80 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, apart from work and lifestyle, right? Now that you have been back for like what, 7, 8 years?
I think about 6.
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
Like, how do you feel? Any regrets?
It's a mixed feeling.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So if we are saying about with the family, that one is the right decision.
Okay.
If you're talking about purchasing power, that is really mixed feeling. It's up and down.
Okay.
It might be today a bit, okay, my life is good. And the second day, oh my God, I'm like peanuts.
Oh no. Yeah. Compared to like the pay in Singapore.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know myself when I came back, I calculated that I couldn't be earning what I earned in Singapore.
Right.
Dollar wise, maybe I could. But if you times 3, there's
yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
Because it's unfair to the executive who's in the company for so many years, and they came back just like, how do you put it, I parachute in and can't be earning more than them. So when I came in, my salary is about lower than all the executive.
Right.
Maybe I beat some of them.
Okay.
So I have to work from ground up. So that's it's a mixed feeling actually.
It's a mixed feeling,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But then in terms of like family, it feels like a right decision, right? Okay.
Yeah. It's in terms of family and also my soon-to-be wife,
right?
Was not keen of going to Singapore at that moment.
Okay.
Or if she's keen, also she says she can't really get a job that she wants. So I have a business back home, so I might as well just come back.
Yeah. I mean, given all the circumstances, I think it was definitely the right choice.
Yeah.
But like in your personal opinion, right? If, I mean, like for others, like not everyone has a family business to come home to in Malaysia. Do you think without that pull, without knowing that you definitely have a position and maybe eventually a business to take over in the future, do you think there would be any pull to come back to Malaysia? I mean, it doesn't have to be from Singapore, but I mean like from anywhere else in the world.
Okay, for me, if personally for me, because my personality is that I like to move around.
Okay.
I tend to like to move around. So if there is no family business, I will not come back.
All right.
Yeah, I will not come back. So, I mean, if you're talking about building a life, or a life that we want, then I think it's hard to come back. Because if you come back, you can come back, but then the prospect you might have a clear road.
Right.
If you have no clear road, that is very risky. It's too risky to come back if you don't have a clear road where to go. Even though you go to another country, doesn't matter. If from Malaysia you want to go to Singapore, but you just go there without a clear road, you don't know what job you want to do. It doesn't matter. It won't help either. So
okay.
Because at that moment I have a clear road in Singapore.
Yeah.
And if there's no big family business, I won't come back. But if there's no clear road, then maybe I will come back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So like back in 2018, there was actually like this short-lived sense of hope, I would say, when, everyone was thinking that, okay, maybe I don't need to leave the country anymore for like better prospects because of the change in the ruling government back then. And, like I saw social media was basically flooded with posts from people who were working and living abroad saying that, they might actually consider coming home, especially if the political and economic situation in Malaysia is stable. But of course, we all know that that was very short-lived. So, I mean, it took a dive, basically. And, but anyway, from that brief moment, that brief episode, do you think that if Malaysia had less political drama and a stronger economic situation, that Malaysians actually do want to stay back in Malaysia?
Oh, that's a definitely yes. Yes. I mean, Malaysia is there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of resources. We are so diverse. I mean, it's fun. We are so diverse. It's so fun that I think if the political and economic situation is better, no one is going to leave. Really no one. Who wants to leave your home?
Right.
Yeah, no one will leave your home.
Yeah.
You're semi-protected in your own home. You know the place well, you know the people well. Why you want to go to another place? Right. Yeah. I mean, when I remember that day very vividly, is that on that day when we know that there's a change in the government. My God, the sky that day when I drove to work, the sky was freaking blue. The grass was freaking green. I don't even care if it's brown; it looks green to me.
Green.
It's like
the hope.
Yeah, there's like tingling feeling on my skin, and so I was like, this is so much. This is going to be a good future,
great. Right?
And after that, 2 years later, a freaking nose dive. Oh my God. Then we're like, oh man, we're back to square one again.
Yeah,
it's like, we have to do it again. No, we have to fight for what we believe and fight for a better future lah. I mean, maybe it won't be at my generation, even though I'm still 30 plus, but we hope like for future generation it'll be better. You know, Malaysia is...
It's a beautiful country. It is a beautiful country. It's so balanced. And if I were to talk about Penang specifically, and maybe I'm prejudiced because I'm from Penang, well, both of us are.
Yeah.
I think it has such a great balance between city life and like, you know, we have a lot of greens and we have the beaches, and it's so balanced. It's not so hectic, but it is also not very backward. And I mean, the culture is great. The people are great, I would say. I mean, that is why we have always been winning all these awards for like best place to retire and stuff like that. I've heard of so many stories from friends and family who have gone abroad to Singapore to work, saying that they definitely want to come home to Penang when they retire. But then again, that's a huge issue, because if they only come back to Penang when they retire, then, well, they're not exactly helping the economy, because they're coming back as retirees, not exactly supporting the economy. So in that sense, the talent is wasted, even if they do come back as consultants after that. But yeah, but it indicates that Penang is a lovely place to live, play, and work. So I would say that it is a pity that a lot of people find that, you know, they might have to leave for a better prospect. But then, to be fair, I think I've also seen returnees, people who have returned to Penang because they feel like, you know, Penang is home, Malaysia is home, I'm comfortable here. If I were to go to another country, I might be treated like a second-class citizen, right? And I think it's actually this statement is actually very strong. I've seen people who feel alienated in a way, being treated unfairly, even if they have the merits to go further than the citizens of other countries. Right. Yeah. But then again, also, you know, like the pandemic happened, and I feel like maybe the pandemic also retained a lot of talent, whether or not it was forced because people were stuck back in the country, or if it was a deliberate decision. I mean, like myself, I was supposed to work in Bangkok. I had 2 job offers in Bangkok at the beginning of the pandemic, but I decided that maybe not, because at that point of time, borders were still closed. And to me, it felt like a one-way ticket. Like I couldn't come home, like for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, correct.
Right. So, and as a result, I found myself in Penang Institute, and I'm loving my job right now. And I really don't foresee any plans to move away anytime soon. So, like, do you think that this pandemic actually retained some talented people in the country?
I think it did, because human beings tend to like to be in a comfortable situation. And if you are in lockdown, how long was that? I think 3 months and 3 months. I think close to a year of continuous lockdown. People tend to be comfortable, and when during that time, if people are desperate enough, they will find a lot of out of box decision making. So they might find what they want, which they were like maybe tunnel vision, because they think, okay, money. Right. Singapore better, money. But then if they are stuck here, they think, okay, I must think out of the box. There's money to earn everywhere. It's just you have to think and you have to dig further. Say, maybe this job, maybe this job, maybe. Because when we start below, I mean, you can't expect to earn a lot. You know, you have
that's fair. That happens everywhere in the world.
You just have to slog it off. You have to slog it off, you know. 1, 2 years, 3, 4 years. Then you see, and then it bear fruits. Then keep going. But also, I think the lockdown actually did bring, keep some of the talented people here. Because when you're here, you're spending more time with your family. It's really more time, you know. The whole time.
Every time.
Yeah. Even you can't stand your mother. At the end of the day, you say, oh, this is status quo lah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
No, won't change really. So okay lah. I just accept. Then after that, I mean, if you accept, then you accept. Okay, I'll stay in Penang. But when you change your mindset, say, okay, I'll stay in Penang. Money is low, never mind. I'll fight for it.
Okay.
Your life won't be that miserable every day because you change your mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're not comparing to, you're not always thinking about like, some other people are earning more than me and all that. But
they don't know how, you don't know what they're going through.
Exactly.
You only seeing the paycheck.
Yeah.
Yes, he's earning 10K. Oh, 10K Sing dollar. But he's what? 12 to 12? Then
exactly. No work-life balance.
Then your 10K, where are you going to use it? The bank's going to use it.
Or the hospital.
At the end of the day, the doctors are waiting for you with stamp there. Come, going to charge you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So it's basically just mindset. If you think that it's okay lah, I can earn what I earn, I live off with what I have, I fight for a better thing. I just climb the ladder, find more opportunity. We just slot it off lah. And I think to my personally, I think every day will seem a better day to you.
Right.
There's always problem. Within a day, this usually my father usually tells us, like he's my grandfather also. In a day, there's usually 10 things going to happen to you.
Right.
Usually there's 9 bad things and 1 good thing. When you go back home, just think about the good thing that you did. Okay. And that 9 things doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
Your life will be better.
Right. So there's always a trade-off, I must say, like we shouldn't really be focusing on all the bad stuff. And especially with brain drain, it's always about the money. But if we could sort of trade that off and to think of it in the bigger picture, that there are actually many other brighter things to look forward to. Right?
Yeah. Because it's if we don't look at monetary, we look at, okay, what is the higher purpose of our life? Okay, maybe we say, one person, I can't change the whole society. Maybe I just give it a bit. Maybe it's like a pass down effect. I help somebody think, oh, okay, hey, Ting Hwa help me. I said, oh, I don't even know him, but he helped me. I said, okay, maybe this, I must do the same thing to others.
Right.
Slowly it snowball.
So then, you pay it forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Then in hope that in future we have a better society,
Right.
At the end of the day, you got the money, but you live in a bad environment. It's not worth it at all. Really, it's not worth it at all. It's I think the stress on your mind is, I think it's not worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree. I mean, like, money can be earned anytime, anywhere, but mental health, physical health, if you have to trade that off, then really it is so not worth it.
It's really not worth it. Yes, you can't sleep, can't eat. I mean, if you're alone, you can't sleep, can't eat, then
there's no point.
No point.
Can die lah.
Yeah, really no point. I believe that we come to. We were born, we come to Earth, and then I think there's more than just earning money.
There's definitely more to life than money.
Yeah. I mean, money is great, definitely.
For sure.
You got no money, that's it. I mean, but then apart from that, I think there's always a higher purpose.
Right. Yeah. So, like, coming back to that, right? Because from the nature of your work, you meet like a whole spectrum of people, from like top management to international people when you work with your suppliers. And you observe and understand this whole spectrum of people, down to, let's say, your factory line and even your customers, right? So can you give me any instances where you feel a great sense of satisfaction in your work here in Penang?
Okay, so let's say my work. Okay, so when I came back, then I was thinking to myself, wow. I came back, then I worked with my parents. Then I was thinking, wow, this is really hard, It's like so hard. It's like so many details to making a soy sauce. And then in production line, even on a basic day, there's sure something coming up. There's a problem. It was like, what in the world? Then we fixed it. Then I said, oh, okay, should be fine. Come up, then say, hey, damn, what the next day? Another one. I was like, what's all this problem? Then if it's mechanical problem, it's fine. It's mechanical. Oh, when it's come to human, oh my God. HR issue is like, my God. I have like 40, 50 people.
Okay.
Every single one of them is different.
Right.
Every single one, if I want to tell them something, even the same message, I have to use different words.
Okay.
I have to tell something first, then I tell that.
So you play psychology with every different individual.
Yeah, it plays with every different individual. If I talk one-on-one, it's easier to play. But if can't say play lah. I mean, because some people are wired differently.
Yeah.
Some people take different words and then it might mean something different to them. So when in a group, then you have to use a different tone, a different word, a different how you phrase the statement. So that is challenging for me because when in Singapore, I don't do that much. I mean, I have a team.
Right.
But on the final year, I have 4 teams. Okay. But then, I don't know, I think I'm lucky that all of them are just sort of like me.
Okay.
Sit down, do the work. Just chong,
okay.
you know?
Yeah.
So, but I think to me is that I slowly learned that why my parents slot it off for so long. When they work, especially my mother, she works 7 days a week.
Right, okay.
Wakes up like 5.
Oh, wow.
Go to work. And if my father go out and have a boys' night, my God, she's so happy. She comes back at 12 in the midnight.
What?
She'll be in the office without my father knowing anything. So before my father come back, she'll be at home.
Now when the podcast goes public, your dad will know.
But now I think he knows.
Okay.
One time my father came back too early, then she's not at home yet.
Oh no, got caught red-handed.
Yeah, but then lucky that somebody who's there with her lah. I mean, cause my uncle is also working with us. He saw my mother's there, so he went and accompanied her. Okay. So what I think I feel that is something that achieved, or can't say achieved, that my parents and I and the whole company co-achieve, is that the people who started working with us stay with us for very long. Okay. Some stay for, I got one which I told you before was about 50 plus years, 55?
55 years. Yeah. My gosh, that is like the whole entire career.
Yeah. He came in 15, 16 years old. 15, 16. Yeah. Work with my grandfather. Okay. Yeah. So he after that, actually he was introduced by his mother. Okay. His mother was working with us. Okay. I think the mother's a cook. Last time in the old factory, right? My grandfather liked to do this. It's like he will have a cook there. He will cook for the staff. Then he would like to have tea time. 3 o'clock. That's nice. All this thing. So by the time that guy, that uncle, our seafood, is that he got nothing to do, so he came and worked with us. He worked as an operator slash our security guard. Oh, okay. Yeah, then slowly he became our supervisor. Then he's been asking us, can he stay? Then my father was like, just stay. You just sit there. You don't do anything, so we don't care. Yeah, because you have slot many years with us. Yeah. So right now it's our turn to give it back to you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Loyalty to the employee. Yeah. So we have not this year, last year, 2 years ago or last year, we have around, if you were talking about 70 years old workers, I think I have 3 or 4. 60, I got about 4 or 5. All right. Yeah. So super long term. Yeah. But so they slowly they have retired, you know. Okay. Throughout the years. So I'm left with just a few more, about 60, 70, they're still here. So we got a lot of 20 years, 30 years service people here. Okay. What I feel very proud of what we have done is that even though people tend to say production worker, they're the lowest of the lowest rank. Right. But to me, you don't have production worker, you have no source. Yeah. And even though you are, like, let's say me, I'm executive, what can I do? Right? If they don't want to work, can you go? You're doomed. You don't even know how to do it. Right? Yeah. Can you slot it off? Are you physically strong enough to slot it off? Like how they slot it off? And then I see that they have children. Their children grow up. They buy a car, buy a house. They're like, wow, this is our family. The company is not feeding 50. The family is feeding, let's say, 4 people, that's 200. Right. Yeah. It's like, wow, this is different. This is really different. It's like, might be some higher achievement kind of thing, feeling. Yeah. So I feel like this is a very, when some days when I think, oh my God, why am I throwing off like crap like that? And then I look at them and say, oh, they're so happy,
Yeah.
I look at them, they're happy. Then they walk around, we're like a family there. Hey, bye. Then sometimes they say, hey, come see my son.
Right.
They say, hey, he grew bigger already. Oh, it's like, wow, this is different.
It's no longer just employer-employee relationship anymore. You guys are like truly family already.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, so it's definitely not just like feeding the employee. It's the whole family. It's as if, the family is part of the company also. I'm sure that's an amazing sense of achievement.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's great. So, a lot of times people think that those who left abroad are the ones who made it. But that is not true, because we are always hearing the good stories.
Yeah.
Also, every individual experience is different when being thrown out into the world in a foreign land, right? So there really is no one size fits all when it comes to deciding on where to be, really. So if everyone has a choice, basically everyone has a choice whether they want to stay back home or work somewhere else.
Yeah.
Whether they want to live, work, and play anywhere, it's a very personal choice, I would say. So to most, I think it would be, basically a calculated decision.
Yeah, correct.
Right? Yeah. And so thank you so much. It's been an inspiring conversation to hear how much you have achieved in the years that you have been home.
Thank you.
Yep. And I'm sure it's not only your family who is super happy that you're back. The F&B manufacturing industry in Penang has definitely gained a talent in you.
I hope.
Yeah. And to the listeners, Ting Hwa is actually a dear friend of mine, where we are actually Dragon Boat teammates. So the team gained an active paddler as well. So all good. So thank you so much, Ting Hwa, for joining us on this episode, and of course for becoming a brain gain to Penang.
Welcome.
Great.